everybody. We are hoping that you are having a great day.
Your warm-up did not help you at all.
I did not. So I was thinking about the warm-up and then not actually thinking about
I know. Talking, speech.
Didn't think about what I was supposed to be
Sentences.
saying. Yeah. Good thing none of that applies to doing a podcast.
Words are pretty important in a podcast.
A little bit. That's why you're here. I'm just here for the entertainment value.
I interpret his weird combinations of words.
But we are a few days away from Christmas. 8 days.
What? I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite season.
Yes.
It's so full of joy.
8 days away. You've got 1 week until Christmas Eve. Get all your shopping done. Get everything wrapped. Tonight, we're going to be spending time as a family. We haven't decided yet, Christmas movie and like hot chocolate and dinner and all that, or whether we're going to go out and see some Christmas lights. But
I vote for Christmas lights because it's a lot easier to get everybody together for a movie, but it's harder to get everybody together and then go
somewhere and do lights, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what my vote, but my vote counts as one. All the girls' votes counts as one.
Mine counts as 6. So, well, 5 technically, but Coconut always votes my way. So,
yeah, he's a loyal follower.
That I hope that everything's going well for your holiday season. You know, it's funny because I was talking about this Sunday that we read in the scripture about the angels coming and saying peace on earth, and we think about and talk about what a peaceful night it is. And there's a lot of talk and singing about peace around Christmas time, and yet it's very ironic because peace is often the last thing that people have. We're like so busy and so frantic, and there's so much pressure because of this event and that gathering and this work thing and trying to get everything finished and done and the shopping and the food and all the stuff that often there's very little time for actually just peace.
Which is maybe one reason why it's so nice that we are reminded of peace and encouraged to find peace. Yeah. Through the songs and all of the things. Like, you see all of the little, signs that say peace and things.
But it's, even just, peace in our hearts as well. It's it's a very complicated time of year for a lot of people. We recognize that for those of you who are watching as well. I was talking to a guy yesterday and just asking him about his Christmas plans and those sorts of things. And he was talking about how that... because I said, well, as your family, I'll come into your house. He's got adult children and grandchildren and different things like that. And he's like, no, we do Thanksgiving at my house, and then we do Thanksgiving Christmas at my son's house. And it's hard for him to do Christmas because he kind of grew up with his grandma. And he remembers Christmas time cooking with grandma and all that kind of stuff. And so it's just it's very, very complicated set of emotions that come along with Christmas time for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. And so there's times where it's even though it's talked about, it's sung about a lot, we don't necessarily have a lot of peace in our hearts or even in the time of season that it is. So I want you to stop whatever you're doing, just relax,
take a deep breath,
and remember what it's all about. It's one of the things I love about our Christmas Eve service that we do. So this year we're going to be doing Christmas under the lights at our local high school football field. And for us, people are asking what's your Christmas what are you guys doing for Christmas? You going away? You doing this and that? I'm like, well, as a pastor, it's kind of like Easter's the Super Bowl, and then Christmas is right under that. So for us, it's super busy. But even in the midst of that, we've got the service starts, and it's just that okay, remember, this is what it's all about.
It's beautiful.
This is what brings true peace to the season. It's the reason that we're celebrating. And so I know it's frantic. I know you've got a week left. There's plenty of time. Make sure you're taking time to reflect on what truly matters and also stopping and just enjoying the time of season you're in with the family and the friends that are around you.
Yeah, and this is a good reminder for me because tonight my plan was to work through the night. My plan was to, as soon as this is over, go work and then just work late. And Catherine was like, I think everybody's going to be home tonight. And I'm like, okay, I'm not working tonight. Yeah. I'll do whatever it takes to not work tonight, even if that means starting work tomorrow at 4. Because I have some properties that are vacant that I can go work at 4. So I'm actually planning that in my mind for the purpose of being able to enjoy family and the things, the people that truly matter to me.
Right. And it's the people are the reason why we do this. It's like the presents are great. The food is great, right? That's all part of it. But don't let that lose sight of being in the moment with the people. They're the reason you're doing it, right?
Yeah.
So don't lose that moment because you're so busy trying to make sure that everything is just perfect.
Right.
Wait,
are you telling me that or them that?
Both, actually. Yeah, both.
Yeah.
It's a little easier for me. Like I'm not. Yeah. My personality is just that way.
Well, that and the only thing you really worry about is like, what time do I have to wake up?
Well, and I got one present to buy, and it's a hectic season.
Yeah,
hectic season. But I've got the perfect gift for you this year. I think you're going to be ecstatic.
Ooh, I'm excited.
I think you're going to.
I love it when you think of something good. I got a really good gift for you this year too. You're going to love my gift for you.
I think so. Yeah. Okay.
We need to start.
Yeah, because next week is our Christmas Eve episode. Like it's out on Christmas Eve. We're going to spend some time talking about Christmas Eve, what our plans for the girls are.
Oh my gosh,
Christmas.
I'm so excited about this year, you guys. You're not going to believe what we're doing this year for Christmas. It's going to be epic.
Yeah. So tune in next week. Yeah, by the time the episode airs in the morning, you'll still have time to go out and get a few things if you want to do what we're going to do. Yeah. So
I don't recommend it, but you could.
Yes. It's going to be
It's going to be nuts out there.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
All right. Episode 273 today is a spicy one. Okay, so
oh yeah,
we gotta remind all of you, if you've had kids watching up to this point, obviously you've seen the title. If you clicked on it, you've seen the title. But it's like we're gonna be talking about sex struggles that married people go through. So like, just we have this idea. And we'll get into this as we talk about the podcast. We've mentioned this before, but we kind of have this idea from TV and movies and stuff that, like, when two people just love each other, like, you just naturally, everything just flows naturally. And it's kind of this magical thing that happens, and we don't see all of the problems that come.
There's a lot of reality.
Like anything, a good physical relationship takes work, it takes planning, it takes practice, like it takes communication. So you're going to deal with some of these problems, and maybe that's a problem you go through. And as you're listening, if there's a problem we don't cover here, drop it in the comments because we can always do an episode on that. Whatever you're going through, there's other people going through it, hundreds and thousands of other people who are going through the same thing. So, like, don't think you're the only one dealing with something. So if there's something we don't mention and you say, hey, what about this issue?
Yes, we'd love to hear from you.
And if you want, like, you can say, hey, a friend of mine, like, so it's not you.
We will not suspect you at all.
We will not, but we will put your name in the episode title.
No, we won't. We will not.
So drop it in the comments.
We only say names when we are saying something good about you or something that you've asked us to say.
Unless we're like super, super close, like Drew. I called him out for the whole pizza thing.
Yeah, you did call him out. I was a little uncomfortable with that, actually.
I was waiting for the text.
Because it was kind of negative, but...
I was waiting for the text, like, yo, dude, what's up?
All right, listen, this is the longest YouTube entrance ever. You have to start the podcast.
I don't have to.
You're just like chilling, talking. I have to go to work after this.
I know, but these
snap.
These people are not an afterthought to me. They are the show.
I am not saying you're an afterthought, but you want the episode too.
You're the reason I'm here. And
the reason that they are here, though, is to hear about sex struggles.
I've got nowhere else to be but spend time with you. So this is one of those problems too. It's just like sex. She's like, hurry up and get it over with. And I'm like, let's just enjoy the time together.
Yeah, this is absolutely an example of what happens in sex where I'm like, dude, I have stuff to do. Let's move this along.
And I'm like,
it's literally like,
I got one thing to do today, and it's you. So we're going to be here a while. And by a while, I mean 4 minutes. So that's one of the issues that we're going to talk about as well. So with that, I can't promise that won't be the last joke I make, but
it will not.
Gather around, everybody. It's time for a family meeting. The Family Meeting is a show that's all about family relationships. We're the Osterkamps. I'm Thomas. This is my wife, Lysandra.
Hello, and welcome to our family. Welcome to episode 273 of the Family Meeting podcast. We got a spicy one for you today.
Yes, we do.
On today's episode, we're going to discuss the silent sex struggles married people go through.
It's funny because as we're setting up and everything, and we've got the kids around this morning as we were getting ready to set up, and I told them, I was like, hey, listen, we're talking about sex today, so don't listen in to what we're going to be talking about.
When we podcast, they either leave the house, like we've got one already at work, but they usually go up to their bedrooms. But sometimes you can still hear and stuff, so it's like, today you want to put your earbuds in.
And she's like, well, we just hear mumbling anyway. And I was like, mumble, mumble, sex, mumble, mumble, like.
Yeah, you don't want any more
And she's like, gross.
Yeah. Okay, so can I share with our podcast listeners, our YouTube viewers, and with you, Thomas, one of my fears about all these episodes that have to do with sex?
Yes, just a second. But we need to, like, just put out the thing to the parents, or maybe kids who are watching.
I'm about to.
Like, okay.
Yeah, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, because this is my fear.
Okay.
My fear is that on one of these episodes that we do talking about sex, some teenager who's like, oh yeah, Pastor Thomas, he's a great guy.
No one ever says that. No one's like, hey,
True.
You know what? Thomas, great guy. So that's never going to happen.
Okay.
Oh, Lysandra, she's a great lady.
Okay, fine. Let's say that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I'm just going to listen to that podcast. And they turn it on and they hear us talk about sex and they're too young for it. And it's like a fear of mine. It's really, truly a fear of mine.
When it's about sex, we put it in the title. So it's like.
I know, but it's like you don't have control over who listens to these. So that's one reason why these episodes still make me a little uneasy. I'm just saying. Okay, I want everybody to know.
It's up to parents to make sure. And so that's what we want to say is like.
Please monitor.
If your kids are around and you're not ready for certain conversations.
This is more than they need to know. This is more than somebody who is unmarried, unless they are engaged and about to be married. Then this episode actually would be very, very helpful to them. But yeah, it's just more than your kids need to know. So make sure that you're monitoring. Our daughter Abigail said, "Oh yeah, I listen to the podcast." I'm like, "Oh, you do?" And she's like,
"Your voice got high."
She goes, "Yeah,
like every episode."
I'm like, okay, are you careful about which ones you listen to? And she's like, yes, I never listen to anything on sex. I'm like, thank you. But I mean, it would be very good if she was about to get married, then I would be fine with that. But even then it's a little awkward. It's like your kids hear you talking about you and your husband's sex life.
Well, it's better than like what happened the other night. It's like all the kids are gone.
Oh,
they're out
this was so bad.
They're out of the house. And so we're like, oh, great. Like, we can spend some time together.
And we don't have to try to be quiet or anything.
So, like, we're having sex and not worried about the noise level. And then all of a sudden we hear, like, one of our daughters
from downstairs
scream up the stairs, like,
we're home.
We're home.
And what was bad is, like, a couple of times before that, I heard my phone vibrate. Like, I knew that they were texting. And I think they were trying to text to tell us they were coming home, but we didn't stop to look at our phones.
Yeah.
That should be a tip in this episode.
Yeah.
Don't stop to look at your phones.
Or do, depending on if you're expecting your kids to get home.
Yeah, we probably should have. Because they were definitely warning us on those texts that they were coming home. So I don't know how much they heard.
Well, and here's the thing. I don't know if they were warning us because we've talked to them about this before. Like, you know, we have a firearm in the house. So it's like, hey, coming home, like, it's us.
Yeah.
Like
okay. If Isabella surprises us by coming home in the middle of the night when we didn't expect her from college.
Yeah.
She will text and tell us.
So
like,
we've had conversations with all the kids about that. Like, never just surprise us at the house. So hopefully that's what that was all about. None of the kids acted weird when I saw them later that night.
Nor me.
Yeah. So we're just hoping they didn't hear us, but yeah.
Yeah. So this episode is going to be spicy. And here's the deal, though. Sex is the most vulnerable and misunderstood areas of marriage. Like, it is a tricky area of marriage. And if you are having any of these struggles or your own separate struggle that we're not going to hit on today, you're not the only one. Like, it's not because you have a bad marriage. It's not because your spouse is bad. It's not because you're messed up. It's because sex is a difficult and tricky subject. It's vulnerable. It's misunderstood. But also, on the other side, you need to understand that God created sex for marriage, and he wants you to have great sex with your spouse. He wants that for you. This is something that he designed. He made it pleasurable on purpose. He didn't have to do that way. but he chose to. And it's something that he gave as a gift to us as a couple. So, so these struggles that we all face, they're reality.
Yep.
But they don't have to prevent you from having great sex. So we're just going to talk about some things. And we've already said this to our YouTube viewers before we started the recording. But to all of you podcast listeners as well, please share with us something that we maybe are going to miss on today's episode. If there's a struggle that you personally are having or that maybe you had in the past or whatever that we missed, let us know because that can help someone else.
Yep.
And actually, I did want to say, I found this, the inspiration for this episode from a Facebook post that came across my feed, which of course, because we are marriage, parenting, relationships, all of that, I get a lot of that on my Facebook algorithm. So I saved this article to look at and to kind of use as a catalyst for this episode.
Before we jump into the content for today, hey, you've got just 8 days until Christmas, but there's still time to get that gift for somebody. We've had orders coming in this week for 31 Days of Wisdom for couples. It's a couples journey, month-long journey through the book of Proverbs. Every single day we take a verse or two out of that chapter for the day. So like, if it's January 1st, you're in Proverbs chapter number 1, and we take a verse out of Proverbs chapter number 1, and we apply it specifically to marriage itself. So little devotional thought there as well, some discussion questions for you to go through and to talk about together.
We tell our relationship stories.
Yep. And so orders are coming in even this week, but you need to get your order in soon so that we can get that shipped out to you right away.
Yeah.
And it's a gift of really about spending time together. It's about spending time together, learning and growing as a spouse, which husbands, there's nothing more that your wife would love than to be learning and growing in your relationship with God, but also in your relationship with each other. And so great gift that you can give to your wife. Go to familymeeting.org/shop if you want an autographed copy, or you can get them on Amazon.com as well.
And we've had people buying these not just for their spouse, but also for their adult children.
Yep.
Who are married or about to be married or in relationships. And so it can be really helpful for them too. So there's a lot of people who could benefit from that as a gift this year. So, all right, let's get into this episode. And before we dive into the struggles, let's just have a quick reminder about where sex came from, where it was originated. Why do we have even this thing called sex in our world? And so we see, first of all, in Genesis 2:24, this is from the Bible. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And that one flesh really is that biblical foundation for sexual union inside of marriage. Yeah. Because it's talking about leave your father and mother, hold fast to your wife. This is talking about marriage. And that's where sex was designed for. God created it and designed it, and he also created the boundaries in which it is supposed to exist. And the boundaries is between one man, one woman, one lifetime. I want to share one more verse.
Which is like my life verse.
Yeah? One man, one woman, one lifetime?
No, the next one you're going to share, Proverbs 5.
Do you want to read it?
18 and 19. No, I'll let you.
I like it when you read this verse rather than me.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to read from Proverbs 5, 18 and 19 because this is another just reminder that God is pro-sex. And I think a lot of times we have this idea like God hates sex. Sex is evil. Yeah. He hates it. Yeah. He is not only pro-sex, he designed it and created it an institution. He created it as an institution in the marriage. So like it's not wicked. It's just that it has to be in the right context. So
it's a great thing.
Here's what the Bible says. Let your fountain be blessed. Do you want to explain what that is?
No, you're going for it.
I'm not explaining it. Let your fountain be blessed and rejoice with the wife of your youth. Let her breast fill you at all times with delight. Be intoxicated always with her love. So you can see that God celebrates the sexual joy between husband and wife, and he wants you to be having sex.
And you are the wife of my youth.
So be delighted with me.
Yep, I am.
All right, great. Now, you don't need to say anymore. I know you want to say things right now. I can see that twinkle in your eye where you're like, I want to say things. Don't say things.
All right, but you all know what I'm going to say.
Okay.
So I don't need to say it?
Excellent.
Okay.
Yes. All right, but let's talk about the struggles that married couples face in the sex world. But these a lot of times are silent. Like, nobody talks about these. You're not going to typically like have people over for dinner and be like, man, we're really struggling with this in our sex life. Like,
yeah.
So nobody talks about it. So you think that you're the only one.
Well, and sometimes we don't even talk about them with our spouse.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
we just like feel these things, we think these things, and rather than dealing with it and talking about it, we're afraid of like what they're going to think, how they're going to respond. Like, and so we kind of just let these things go unsaid a lot of times. And there's just this tension around our physical relationship when there doesn't have to be. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge, big thing. Like, this is something that you need to learn to work through. And it's something you just continue to work through throughout your life, because as you grow and you age and you live together, like, you're both changing, you're both going through different things. And so there's always things that should be talked about when it comes to your sex life together. And, you know, one of the things that we see, we are fans of, like, we enjoy sitting down and watching rom-coms and all that kind of stuff. And the movies and television often like idealize a sexual relationship and what it should be like between two people who are in love, that it should just be like this magical thing that happens, and you know, it just kind of flows and it's romantic and everything is perfect. And if it's not, then that's not the person for you.
Yeah, that's true. They definitely. So I think that there's kind of two things that I see in typical like sitcoms, rom-coms, all of that. And it's like, if they are portraying sex before marriage, it's like what you're describing. Like, oh, I fell in love and oh my gosh, the sex is so great. And they show clips of them like slamming each other against the wall outside the apartment, and then they go in and it's implied that it's amazing. And then if it's portrayed as a married couple, it's always portrayed like they never have sex, the husband is frustrated, the wife is pushing him away, she's mad and doesn't want to give it up. And so like I feel like those are the two pictures of sex that we get, and neither are accurate at all.
No, not accurate. Yeah.
They can be like for a season, right?
Totally. Yeah. So let's talk about some of these silent things here. Let's kick things off with this one here, and that is a spouse who wants sex but desires no real emotional connection. And so this would be like, let's take a husband, for instance, because just the way that typical men are wired versus typical women are wired. Obviously, whenever we talk about this in generalization, there's always going to be outliers, right? This is not the case for everybody, but for the most part, in order to feel emotionally connected, like men want to have sex. So like having sex makes me feel very emotionally close to Lysandra. Whereas for Lysandra, it's the opposite, where she wants to feel emotionally close and then she's ready to have sex. So for the most part. So you have maybe a husband who has ignored his wife all day, not spent much time connecting, texting, flirting, talking, whatever, just connecting on a personal level, an emotional level. And then he comes home at night and he just expects her to like turn it on and jump into the bedroom when he walks up and gives her a kiss or whatever. And so you may have like, you may be married to somebody who wants sex regularly but doesn't invest in them outside of the bedroom. And we talked about this not too long ago.
I feel like I think we had an episode on this whole topic.
We're not going to go into a lot of detail here, but when this happens and some of you are experiencing this and you're like, I just don't know what to do, like, how do I deal with this situation? It makes a person feel used when that emotional connection is weak. And one of the things that this couple needs to do, like to deal with this problem, obviously all of these are going to deal with communication. You need to learn to talk about it and express like what the problem is, how you're feeling about the situation and all of that. But when we're talking about practically something to do is learning to focus on other things as a couple that don't involve sex. So like you're growing and connecting in things that aren't about sex, whatever that looks like, whether it's cooking dinner together, whether it's just a conversation about this or that. Maybe it's about what you read. As we mentioned a while ago, we got our 31 days of wisdom for couples. Maybe it's just connecting on a spiritual level more often. So rather than just like having no connection and then expecting there to be this great connection in the bedroom as soon as you show any signs of physical affection, hey, get the connection outside of the bedroom strong, and the connection in the side of the bedroom will be strong.
All right. Another issue is a spouse who isn't interested in sex. And this is a real issue. Like, this happens. Some people are married to a spouse who show little to no interest in sex at all. And there are a lot of different reasons. I mean, it could be a million reasons, really.
Yeah.
But a few ideas would be an emotional strain and stress in their own lives. Maybe it's past wounds or abuse. It could be hormones. It could be along the same lines of hormones. It could be like depression, anxiety, and those kinds of things. It could be negative feelings toward their spouse as a result of conflict. I mean, I do not want to have sex with you when I'm angry with you or when I think you've been mean. I have no desire. Like, I don't want you to touch me. I don't want to touch you. Like, so if there's anything like that, that could be the reason. If that's like an ongoing thing, then sex is not going to happen for a really long time. Maybe it's being afraid of pregnancy.
Yeah.
Like, that's one that I had never thought of until I sat down and counseled with a woman who that was why she would not have sex with her husband. And they also didn't believe in certain contraceptives and everything. So it was a very complex issue for them. It was not simple. But there's a lot of different reasons why a spouse is not interested in sex. And it could be some of the other things we're going to talk about. It could be an affair. It could be pornography. It could be, it could be homosexuality.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different reasons. It could be these other things that we've talked about. But I think that the key here is really opening up, talking about it, and talking about what can we do to increase your sex drive. Like, is there something I have done? Like, is it how I've treated you lately? Because I think a lot of times people don't want to have sex with people who have treated them poorly. So maybe that's what it is. And getting to the bottom of why. So if you're the one who's not interested in sex, then saying like, why do I not want to have sex with my spouse?
Well, and it's important to have those conversations like you mentioned, because if you don't tell your spouse the reason why you're not interested in sex right now, they start to jump to all kinds of their own conclusions about why that is. And whether it's them personally, like, you don't find me attractive anymore or desirable anymore, or are they having an affair? Are they looking at pornography online? Like, what's going on with them? And so when you like are open and honest and upfront and communicating regularly about the situation, it sidesteps a lot of the problems that are created by not talking about it, and it gives you an opportunity then to problem solve. So for us, like, there are certain seasons of our life that are absolutely just insane, where we're going all the time. We're up early and we're working till we're late. And then when we finally get a chance to jump into bed at the end of the night, we want to go to sleep. And so we may just be absolutely just too tired for it. So it's like, okay, when we're communicating about that and the reason why, I've been really tired lately, been working very hard lately, we can problem solve around that. So it's like, okay, can we schedule a time in the early afternoon where it's like, okay, we're going to take time out of our day and rearrange things so that we have energy for each other. And that's just one example of having those conversations and how you can kind of work around the problems. But if you don't know what's going on, you just kind of assume it for yourself.
Yeah. And would you say that, like, this is an issue to address? Like, if this is happening in your marriage where one of you has not been interested in sex for a significant amount of time, like their spouse should talk to them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like I would want to know why.
Yeah.
Like I think sex is not everything in a marriage. But it's an important part of a marriage.
Yeah.
So you need to understand, because it's not just about you. It's about your spouse as well. Mm-hmm. And I think we're gonna get into touching some of those verses, but yeah, it's important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here's one, and this may be why your spouse is not interested in sex. So a spouse who doesn't care about personal hygiene, right?
This is a tough one. Like, this would be rough.
Yeah. Well, and this is one of the things, like, for us, where it's about like morning sex, right? So just like waking, you say, well, you're tired. We'll just have morning sex. You can like wake up together, sleep in, wake up, and then have sex together. But it's like, we all know what that breath's like in the morning.
You got to get up and brush your teeth at least.
Yeah. So it's like that personal hygiene. But if you have if you're married to somebody who just doesn't take good care of themselves, it becomes a struggle to kiss, like touch, be close to them, breathe their air. Like, yeah, it's hard. Like, if you're making love to somebody who doesn't brush their teeth or shower.
Oh my.
Or guys, you're wearing the same underwear for days. like do your wife a favor. There's a reason she's having a hard time. Like, getting ready to go.
I feel so bad for people who are in this situation. Like, I can't even imagine. I know it exists. I know it's a reality, but wow.
Well, and for some people, it's like, even if they are showering and changing their clothes and everything else, like, they just, because of the way their body chemistry is made up and all of that, like, I don't have a lot of body odor personally.
Yeah, I don't even know how that's possible.
So it's like, I put deodorant on in the morning. I do shower regularly. I wear cologne and all that kind of stuff. But
you never shower.
Well, I take a bath. I take baths. Very rarely I'll shower. But I bathe regularly. But I can go to the gym for a couple of hours, and when I come home from the gym, I don't smell.
You do not smell bad when you come. You usually smell good. I can smell cologne.
So, like, but for some people, it's like, if they literally just walk to the car, they're sweating profusely.
And stinking from that sweat.
So, like, you got to understand who you are as a person as well, and be, we become nose blind, right?
Especially to ourselves.
Yeah, to ourselves. Like even in good ways. Like, there's times where I have to, because you just do things out of instinct, right? There's times where I get ready to walk out of the house and I don't remember if I put a cologne on or not. So I'm like, Lysandra, did I put cologne on? I have to have her come smell me, because I can no longer smell it any longer. And the same is true of like our body odor and stuff too. Sometimes we just need, like, hey, we don't smell ourselves, so we don't really pay attention to it, but your wife can still smell it. Like, your husband still smells it. And so you want them to be excited and, all of that, and be close and intimate. And there's nothing physically more close and intimate than that. Dude, go use some mouthwash. Like, right, get up and, like, take a shower. Now, I will say this. If it's the only time you take a shower or get cleaned up, then it's like, then they're like, oh no, like, or maybe that's the motivation to get your spouse to, like,
it's like,
have sex.
No, do a shower. And
it's like, sex is the motivation to, like, get them to, like, clean themselves up a little bit more often. It's like, oh, you want sex? You want to shower every day? All right, here we go. Like, but, hygiene inspires intimacy. So
yes,
you want them to be close. You want them to have sex with you. Like, do your best effort, like, to be presentable,
clean up,
smell well. Like all of that is a part of the process, like, in the experience itself.
Yeah.
And so, just think about when you first started dating and getting together. Like, I assume you showered before the date. I assume you would put on cologne.
And if not, then I guess it's the spouse's fault. Yeah. They married you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, just kidding.
But it's like you used to put forth an effort for them, and think about some of those things. And it's easy to fall into routines and patterns, but your spouse is worth the effort. And so take some time to do that.
All right. How about this one? Uncontrolled lust. Now, I say uncontrolled because I want Thomas to lust after me. I want to lust after him. I'm all about it.
So there's this thing, I tell Lysandra I love her all the time. And even when we're getting intimate, we're having sex and whatever, and it's I tell her I love you. And she's like, I don't want you to love me right now. I want you to lust after me right now. Exactly. And so now I'm like, I don't love you at all right now.
And I'm like, perfect.
Just want to have sex with you right now. Obviously that's the kind of relationship that we have. And so as I make those jokes, I understand for some of you, you don't feel the love and the emotional connection. So that wouldn't be funny to you.
That would be hurtful.
But that's the kind of relationship that we have.
The kind of dysfunctional relationship we have.
She's like, yeah, just lust after me right now. Yeah. So lust in your relationship is a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Wanting each other, desiring each other, thinking about each other, dreaming about each other.
Yeah.
I had a sex dream last night because we were preparing for this episode.
You want to tell everyone what it was?
I do not. But I will say it was Thomas and me. So that's a good thing. But that's the point, is all your dreams should be about your spouse. But if they are not, that's uncontrolled lust and it's in wrong directions. And maybe you're struggling to be faithful. And faithfulness is more than just, I didn't have sex with someone else. It's more than that.
Oh, totally.
Flirting with people at work, or even, God forbid, at church or wherever. But it could be flirting over the phone with people, over the internet.
Just fantasizing about somebody.
Yes.
The person you see at the gym or at the store or whatever
that's
else.
Cheating on your spouse.
Yeah.
And all of social media and all of these different ways. These are all ways of cheating on your spouse, and you should not do them. That's uncontrolled lust. And that's going to affect your desire for your spouse because now you're thinking about all these other people or maybe one other person or whatever, and your attention is divided away from your spouse, and it's going to affect your marriage. It's going to mess things up for you. So it's got to be cut off, stopped. Lust dies when you stop feeding it. So stop allowing it to happen. As soon as it comes into your mind, shove it out. No, we are not doing this. And really pay attention to any kind of lustful, flirtatious conversations. Make sure that you are not crossing any lines there or even tiptoeing near the line. When you see other people around you, you should see them as respectful people. You look at them with respect. Everybody's not a sexual object. Your spouse is.
Well, they are.
I'm kidding. I know.
I mean, they are one, but they're not just one.
Exactly.
Right? So
that's one aspect of who they are.
Yeah. So once again, make sure you have the emotional connection before you start having those physical conversations. But Lysandra and I have a very strong emotional connection.
Yes. Sometimes too strong. No, not really too strong, but it's so strong sometimes that I'm like, are you just having sex with me because you love me and you feel sorry for me?
Yeah. So that can go into some of the other things that we're talking about. We'll get into that in just a little bit, but another thing here, one of these silent sex struggles is unmet sexual expectations. So it's very frustrating to be married, but your sexual needs are not being fully met.
Yeah. And we kind of feel like, okay, I got married. That's part of the bargain. That was in the deal.
Yeah. Well, and it's when you think about, once again, Lysandra talked about, hey, God created sex and it's a great thing. He created it to happen in this environment of marriage. And you get married and it's okay, I'm in the marriage, I'm in the place where it's supposed to happen, and it's not happening. It's if you show up to a football game, you expect football to be played, right? Now, if you show up to a football game and all they have is the lame halftime show, you're going to be disappointed.
I'm trying not to ruin your analogy here, but that would be the best football game I've ever watched.
Yeah, but you're not going to watch football.
Nope.
So that's the thing.
I'm going for the halftime show.
And some of you,
and just sitting through the football to get to the halftime show.
but some of you are literally like, you're going to the football game because your spouse wants to go to the football game.
Yeah.
And like for some of you, that's the way your physical relationship is as well.
Yeah.
But I think about what 1 Corinthians 7 talks about is, and I don't have the verses in front of me. You can feel free to look them up for yourself. But it talks about the fact that, hey, husbands, you are responsible to take care of the sexual needs that your wife has. And then wives, you are responsible to take care of the sexual needs that your husband has. We often look at that from one perspective in marriage where, you know, we have these stereotypes of men are the only ones who want sex, men are the only ones who need sex, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Like, women want sex, women need sex as well. They have sexual needs and all of that. And so it is, in a marriage relationship, your first primary thought when it comes to a sexual relationship is, how can I serve and meet the needs of my spouse? Mm-hmm. So I find it very interesting that in this portion of scripture, it talks to the husbands first and says, husbands, make sure you meet the needs of your wife's sexual needs. Because it's like just thinking about the way biology works, mm-hmm. right? And so taking care of your wife's need first. But if you are in a marriage where it's like, hey, like my needs aren't being met, it's just like you're sexually starving over here in this environment where there should be this buffet out in front of you. And it's like, I'm starving here.
Yeah. It's a problem.
And this could be a couple different things. It could be how often you have sex. And it's very rare. It's very rare where a couple all the time wants to have sex the same amount of times.
Yeah.
During the week or during the day or whatever it is. Right? So that could be one of the issues. It could be what sex is like in your relationship. So whether it's just like the same old thing all the time, and when we have sex, this is exactly what happens. I know he's going to kiss me here. I know she's going to touch me right here, and then it's going to lead to this. We're going to have sex, and then we're going to that's it. We're done.
Or it could be unmet expectations where like you have never enjoyed sex once.
Yep. So like never had an orgasm. Right. Like, you know, there are issues at play. So it could also be just not enjoying the sex you're having with your spouse. Mm-hmm. Like I don't enjoy it. Mm-hmm. And we've talked about this before. Like when we got married, Lysandra and I, we are the only people we've ever had sex with. And so like we get married and it's our wedding night and honeymoon and all of that.
We're both virgins. So
we're having sex for the first time, and I enjoyed it the first time.
I did not.
I enjoyed it the second time.
I did not at all.
I enjoyed it the third time.
I did.
Yeah. So it was like, but there were moments, especially early on, where Lysandra's like, I guess this is just what it's going to be like.
Yeah. Like after the second time, I thought like, oh, now I get why women don't like sex.
Yeah.
Because it hurt and it wasn't fun. I would like enjoyed that my husband was happy. Like that made me happy. And I would have done that for the rest of my life without enjoying it myself. But once I had that third experience and I did enjoy it, I was like, oh, okay, let's do this a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, a good orgasm will do that for you, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
But if you don't experience that and it's not an enjoyable thing for you for whatever reason, you know, you have those unmet expectations.
Yep.
So one of the things that Lysandra and I have had to do, and we're learning to continue to do in our physical relationship, is lovingly communicating to your spouse what you want. So what is it that you want? And that's okay to talk about. You should be talking about your wants, your desires, and all those sorts of things. Your favorite sexual positions, right? Mm-hmm. Because certain sexual positions will get you there where others won't, right?
Mm-hmm. Or both can get you there, but one is always better.
Okay. Yeah. And so it's like you're having those conversations and not just expecting your spouse to figure it out. And it's like, They may not be able to figure it out without your help.
Well, and
right?
sometimes you have to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, that's
before
true.
you can help them.
That's true. And so you have to remember, before you expect your spouse to meet your sexual needs, you need to meet his or her sexual needs as well. And so we talked about putting your spouse first in 1 Corinthians 7 and all of that. So unmet sexual expectations can be a real problem. And so you need to make sure that you're having conversations about that.
This is an interesting one that does not apply to us because, we just shared with you, we were virgins when we got married. We got married young, and we've only had one sexual partner, right? It's just us. So we don't have this one, but this one was an interesting one to think about.
Yeah.
Memories of an ex who was great in bed can be a married sex struggle.
Yeah.
And I get that because, some people are fighting the memories that they had of their ex-spouse, or maybe it was their first husband or wife who passed away, and memories of like what your sex life with them was like. And what if they were way better than the person you married? And Thomas and I were having a discussion about this morning. What would that be like? And it's like, for me, I can't imagine someone being a better lover than the one I married.
That's just because I'm the only one you've ever had.
No,
right?
but I'm serious. Like, I don't understand how it could be better than what it is. And so I think that it would be more like if you passed away and I got remarried, that poor guy would have a lot to live up to, and it would be rough. But I don't.
Well,
want to
and
get
one of the
remarried.
things I know, but one of the things I talked to Lysandra about was like, yeah, but you don't know. Maybe what you're experiencing is the worst you could possibly experience.
No
and so,
way. No.
You think that's the best because it's the only, but what if it's the worst? And then when you got married again, it was like, oh, this is what it's really supposed to be like.
I might die. I die then. Like, no, there's no way. There's no way. But what about you? Maybe that could be true of you. Maybe I'm the worst that there is.
Impossible.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying, like, if that point stands for you, then it stands for me.
No, it doesn't. It's apples and oranges.
It's not. It's apples and apples. So, listen, some people, though, this could be
it's
the
reality.
issue. This is the reality. Yeah. And, like, that'd be so hard to, like, have had really good sex in the past and now the person you're married to is not excellent at it. But here's the deal. We can all learn and grow. We can all develop a skill.
Yeah.
With practice and like gentle teaching, right? So my recommendation, and I can't speak from experience myself, but is to do a couple of things. First of all, learn your own body and then communicate clearly and openly about it to your spouse so that they can learn, right?
Yeah.
Most spouses typically are going to have a desire to like, oh yeah, tell me what you like and I'll do that.
Yep.
Most people, I feel like it's pretty rare if someone is going to be like, don't tell me what to do. Like, yeah, that'd be stupid, right? But when you talk to them, make sure that you're telling them the things that they are doing well. Find some things that they are doing well so that you can praise them for that and encourage them. And every time it's good, make sure they know it's good. Like, oh, that was great, or however you want to explain that to them.
Yeah.
But you got to let go of the past, and you have to see your spouse that you're married to right now for the person they are and everything that's unique and special about them, and focus on those things. Focus on the things that they are good at, and praise them for those things, and to affirm the good things, and understand that they have their own abilities, and with help and practice, you can help them to be a better lover.
Most definitely. Yeah. And once again, when it comes to this kind of area, the connection you have outside the bedroom often makes all the difference in the world. And so when you have great connection and chemistry outside the bedroom, that tends to flow into it.
It does.
If you're good at communicating outside the bedroom, it ought to flow into the bedroom. And so what we always say when it comes to things like this is practice makes perfect. Like, so just keep practicing, keep communicating, keep getting better.
Yes.
And it should be your lifelong goal to learn and to know your spouse in every aspect, including sexually. And sex should just get better the longer you're together. It should just continue to get better. If it's growing stale or if it feels old, it's because you're not continuing to learn and improve. So no matter how great it is now, like, it can always be better. So continue to learn and grow. Next one here, and this goes along with uncontrolled lust, but kind of maybe takes it to a different level here, where and that is pornography. And pornography is a huge issue
for men and women.
For men and women, and we've had conversations before about why I believe that it is on the rise for women. As far as pornography is involved, because years ago, back in the 1900s,
when we were born, in
exactly,
the 1900s.
1900s, like, if you wanted pornography, you had to go somewhere and purchase pornography. You had to look someone in the face, set it down, give them money for pornography. And that really hindered a lot of people from buying it, and a lot of women. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's not the case anymore. I mean, you carry access to pornography around your pocket everywhere you go. Like, in all the filth and all the stuff, it's in your pocket everywhere you go.
It's crazy.
So one of the reasons why we encourage you to think strongly about when you give your kids a phone and all that kind of stuff. Like, but so it's a real issue for men and women, and it's not just a man thing. But there are all kinds of studies, and we're not gonna weigh you down with all that. That information is freely available online. You can look at it, you can find it, and it's not just from Christian sources. Like, secular sources and universities have done studies on the impact that pornography has on you. Has on your brain, has on your sex drive, and all that kind of stuff. Like, you've got people who have such a deep addiction to pornography, like, they literally can't get physically aroused from a person.
Yeah.
So there's so much damage that is done. And pornography distracts you from cultivating true intimacy with your spouse. Mm-hmm. And it will make you ignore your spouse without you knowing it. Because, it's often easier to just watch a video than it is to actually go through the effort to connect with your spouse. And once again, this goes back to, we're talking about connecting outside the bedroom too, right? So with pornography, I don't have to put in that work and that energy to connect with Lysandra on a personal level and to have that emotional connection. That does take work. It takes energy. It takes time. And so I can get this instant gratification from just like pushing play on a video. And so, but we don't understand, like, anything that's instantaneous like that, it's stealing from you.
Yes.
It seems like the way to go, but there's a reason it's easier. And it's robbing you. It's robbing you of true intimacy, of true pleasure, of true joy. It's robbing you of that connection with your spouse. And so every time you give in to this desire and you watch pornography or you listen to pornography, or for some of you women, and there's men that do it too, but you're reading pornography. It's not necessarily just a video you watch or a picture you look at, but you've got this sexual book that you're reading to get yourself sexual and emotional gratification. You're stealing that connection. And it's also something like your spouse can never compete with that stuff. Like,
no.
It's not real.
It's fake.
Like your spouse doesn't look like that. Your spouse doesn't act like that. Normal people don't act like that, right? The guy in that book or in that movie or in that video, like, your husband's not going to be able to live up to that. Like, I just know. I'm never having abs like that dude on that cover of that book. Like, it's not happening, right? I'm not the perfect husband. So like, I'm not always just going to say the right thing. I'm not always going to recognize like when Lysandra changes her hairstyle or buys a new shirt. But the guy in the book does, right?
Yeah.
And so, but you're stealing from your spouse that connection. And what you're doing is you're deadening your senses to your spouse as
Right.
well.
Yes, right.
And so it becomes that much harder to connect, that much harder to become physically aroused by your spouse and their advances towards you. And so and this is a real addiction. It can become a real addiction, but it's like any other addiction, you can break it. And there's some of you that you're in such a state where you can break it on your own, and that's great. But some of you are in such a place and you have such addiction, it's like you cannot break this without some help from somebody. And so if this is something that you're struggling with and something that you're dealing with, you have to train yourself to say no. And sometimes that training means you're getting counseling. That means you're getting accountability. Somebody who's going to speak into your life, who's going to ask you the tough questions. But you've got to train yourself to say no. You've got to get help. And you need to focus on the beauty of your spouse, whatever that beauty looks like for you. Whether that's physical beauty or whether that's the beauty of their personality, the beauty of the way that they treat you and they respond to you and provide for you and, fill in the blank. So pornography is one of those issues. It's not okay. Like no matter what anybody tells you, no matter what study or whatever, like, oh, this will enhance your physical relationship. It will not. It will end up killing it.
Yes, that's right. All right. This one is my problem. I feel like I wish all of the women, the female listeners could be like right here so that when I say this, they can all be like, oh, me too. And I could be like, I know, right? I'm imagining that you're doing that. An overthinking woman who struggles to climax.
Yeah.
This is a marriage struggle.
There are some men who deal with this as well. Overthinking.
Yes.
I'm not an overthinker myself, but
Do you think at all?
I do. But I will say this: like there are certain situations where once something's happened, it's like I'm done. Like there's no way I'm going to get to that point where I have an orgasm. So we talked about what happened the other night with the girls coming home, and it was just like Lysandra. I had her turn because it's like. Hey, the book, right? She comes first. And so she had one of her turns and then the kids yell up the stairs and it's like, hey, we're home. And at that point it was like, okay, I'm done. Like I can't.
Yeah.
We're finished here.
Raising the white flag, throwing in the towel.
I surrender. Yeah.
Yeah.
I surrender.
It's over.
Yeah.
So there are things that can definitely cause a husband. But like I was telling Thomas, every single time we enter into a sexual time together, I am fighting tooth and nail against my brain.
So like, give us an example, like just have that inner monologue that you have in your mind. What does it sound like to those of us who don't understand that? Because like for the most part, when we're having sex, like I'm in the moment, that's all I can think about.
Yeah, not at all. Not for me at all. In fact, I'm struggling to think about it. Like, I have to work to think about it.
Wow, thank you.
So,
wow.
I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings. That's the thing, though, is like, I want to enjoy it. I want to be there.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm fighting my brain. But I mean, I'm fighting my brain for everything that I'm doing. Like,
but part of that is also the way that the difference between men and women are typically wired. Like, when I'm in the sex box, I'm in the sex box. That's all I can think about.
Yeah.
And whereas, like, everything in your life is all connected.
It's only one
I don't
box.
understand it. I don't understand how everything in your whole life is connected, but it is. Mm-hmm. But for those of us who don't have that, just give us that conversation. What does that sound like?
Okay, so it might be something like, oh gosh, the headboard needs to be dusted. Like, it can literally be like, I really need to dust that headboard after this. Oh, did the kids eat? Do I smell bad? Is he really enjoying it? Am I moaning too loud? I'm being too loud. Should I be louder? Have we paid the mortgage? Did I thaw that meat for dinner? Does he think I'm fat? Oh my gosh, I think he can see my stomach. Did I send that email? Am I a good lover? I need to get the dog his flea pill. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just about the kids. It's not just about the cleanliness of the house. It's not just about finances. It's all of it at the same time. And I am trying to focus. And because I cannot reach that point. I don't want to say it.
Say it. Go ahead.
I don't want to say it.
Just say it. You're an adult.
I know. I'm such a weird adult, though. Okay, so like I cannot orgasm unless my mind is thinking about sex.
Yeah.
And I dare say that is true of every other woman.
Yeah. But this is why it's important, guys. We don't want to give her another thing to think about. So it's like if you have bad BO, like she, instead of thinking about like trying to get there, she's thinking about like, dear God, don't throw up, or this smells horrible, or, you know, so like the emotional connection, the making sure that you smell nice, that you set the atmosphere. If you need to put on like music, like to help bring in so that outside noises or whatever.
Like also if the kids are home, like I want the TV on very loud, so that's one less thing I have to think about.
Yep. So now our kids are like, oh, the TV's loud. We know what they're doing in there.
Well, they're not listening to this episode. Please, dear God. Yeah. So there's just so much going on. So the way that I battle this is I just try to really think about sexual thoughts about my husband. Like that's literally what I do. And that may be too much information for some of you, or maybe some of you are like, oh, can I do that? Is that allowed? But just like really focusing on like what I think is sexy about Thomas or us together or whatever. And I try to push my mind in that direction. And as the other thoughts come in, because they still do, I just have to try to I just try to think about that.
Yeah.
Just try really hard to think about all that. And I also try to remind myself, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I didn't thaw the meat for dinner, right? It doesn't matter if the dog missed a day of his flea pill. It can come a month and a day later. You know, all of the different things that I mentioned, like the headboard being not being dusted, that it doesn't really matter. What matters is Thomas.
No, if the headboard is squeaky, that's
an issue. Then we have to stop and be like, all right, readjust the bed.
Yeah.
That's been an issue for us. There's like this one, if the bed turns a certain angle, the headboard squeaks.
Yeah.
This is like so much information.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're here to give information.
Guys. All right. Well, speaking of too much information, babe, why don't you take this next one?
Okay.
Guys, I literally went through all these things and I assigned Thomas the ones that I was like, I am not talking about this.
I'm not saying that.
I'm not doing that. So he has all of the ones that are more difficult.
So one of the silent sex struggles that you could have in your marriage relationship is masturbation. So we believe that there are certain situations where masturbation is okay. Where, as you know, if it is something that is between the two of you, once again, it's like I'm not thinking about anybody else, and I'm not fantasizing about anybody else. You may have some physical health issues that make sex together impossible or really painful or really difficult. Like there's reasons for it. It may be like an extended time away. Like if you've got to be apart for weeks or months at a time and you don't have a choice about that, this may be a situation where, you know, some of this comes into play. But what we're talking about is when it becomes your go-to. Mm-hmm. Similar to pornography, right? Or maybe even using pornography. But it could be even like you're looking at pictures of your wife or watching videos of your wife or husband or whatever. But instead of going through the work to have a physical connection, as we talked about before, you're taking the easy route and just like masturbating. So that's something totally different. And so when it comes to this area of your physical relationship, I think it's important for you to have conversations about it. Like, what is okay about this area in your relationship? So once again, if we're talking about pornography or thinking about somebody, fantasizing about somebody else, that's not okay. So this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about you thinking about your spouse and all those sorts of things. But just because you're thinking about your spouse doesn't mean that's what's best for your physical sexual relationship. So if you're taking the easy route out because you don't want to take the energy and the time in the work to connect with your spouse, you're still robbing from them. You're still hurting your physical sexual relationship. And so, Lysandra, what would you add to this? What would be the parameters where you would say this is something that is okay in a marriage relationship?
I mean, I think it's if you're away from each other and you're thinking about one another, or maybe you're sexting or whatever, any kind of that kind of thing, then that's fine. Or if it's part of your foreplay, that's fine too, together, but just in the bounds of marriage, one man, one woman, one lifetime.
Okay.
All right. Low self-esteem. Yes, I gave this one to myself to talk about because I can talk about this. If you doubt your own sexiness and performance, then intimacy will suffer. Does it affect you? My insecurities, they affect you?
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah.
Somewhat. But this is, once again, this is one of those things where it's like, where we talked about back with a spouse not being interested in sex for whatever reason. Like, understanding who your spouse is, how their mind works, and all of that, it's so important to have these conversations. Because as I mentioned, if I'm not explaining to Lysandra that, you know what, I'm just physically tired right now. Like, I want to have sex, but I am so tired right now. I don't know that I have the physical energy to do that right now. If I don't tell her that, then her mind begins to go scramble to this place of, it's about her.
Yeah, okay, and that's true. But here's what is also true that you don't understand because you don't have this issue, is even when you say that, then this is what happens in my mind. If I were attractive enough, it wouldn't matter how tired he was, he would still want to.
Okay, I see that. I can see that.
Like, he could not help himself.
Yeah.
But you can help yourself. So what does that mean? I'm not attractive enough. I'm not a good lover. Blah, 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 blah. And that's what's in my head. I still deal with this. I've dealt with it from day one.
So is that what you think about me when you're too tired?
I'm never too tired.
That's a lie.
That is a lie. No, not at all. It does the reverse. It's not logical. That's why it's an issue. That's why it's...
Yes, I understand that. I'm just trying to, I'm talking you through this.
Okay.
Like, I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just trying to help you see the logical
what I need to see.
Progression of that.
Maybe that will help me. Maybe that will help me, because that is definitely not true about me. Like, if I'm too tired to have sex, I still find you as attractive as I always have.
What if I put on a suit?
Oh my. Somebody got their chaplain uniform yesterday.
It's so funny.
I was like, kids, you got to leave the house.
No, she didn't actually say that.
I did not say that. I thought it.
I had to. This is really funny because when we kind of moved away from being ultra conservative, and I was like, I don't have to wear a suit to do my job. And I was like, I'm not wearing a suit anymore.
Ever again. He's like, I will never wear a suit again. That was the words he said.
So I'm like, if you want me to marry you, that's great. Just understand I'm not wearing a suit. Or if, you want me to do your funeral or your loved one's funeral, great. Just understand I'm not wearing a suit. And so then I become chaplain of our county fire rescue. And it's like, no, there's times where you have to wear a suit, and they literally I had to go in and be sized and measured and all that.
Dress uniform.
And I just picked it up yesterday, and so they're like, when you go home, just try on the jacket, make sure that it fits right and everything else. So I put the jacket on, and Lysandra comes up and she starts whispering like sexual stuff in my ear, and two of our daughters are in the other room, and then one of them was like, "Mom's whispering pervy stuff in his ear right now."
And I'm like, how do they know that? Because all I did was I gave you a hug very casually.
They could hear you listening.
And then I whispered.
Giggling or whatever, yeah.
I thought I was being very stealthy.
They heard
I was not.
So it was really funny.
Yeah. Anyway, so what are we talking about?
Low self-esteem.
Yes,
She's like,
I have
Can we end this episode and go upstairs?
Yeah. So self-esteem is my issue, and many of you probably have this same struggle too. Men and women alike have this. Though.
Yeah, totally.
I don't think this is based on gender. But confidence is crucial when it comes to things sexual, right? So I'm telling you this, but I'm also telling myself this. Embrace your body. Pah. I don't even know how to do that. Because I'm literally, during sex, I'm literally like, how can I position myself so he can't see my stomach? Like, how can I hide my stretch marks right now? Like, you've never even thought about that, have you?
No.
About yourself?
No.
Yeah. It's exhausting. But embrace your tummy, whatever that looks like. Embrace those saggy breasts, if you got those. Embrace the stretch marks. Embrace your bald head. Hopefully we're not talking about the same gender anymore.
Yeah. But I mean, there's
Your physique.
women who have trouble bald with their hair coming
that's
out.
true. That's true. Yeah. Hair thinning and everything. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It can be either spouse, but like maybe you're not muscular and you're a guy and you feel like if that's an issue. Well, maybe you're short. You thought you should be tall, like all of the things. Take care of your body, right? Like work out, try to eat right, do the right things. But then there's only so much you can do and you look like what you look like. Mm-hmm. There are times I look in the mirror and I keep trying to change my hair or my outfit or whatever. And I finally look at myself in the mirror and I go, stop it. This is just what you look like. You cannot change what you look like. Just stop it. And then I finally just leave. And I'm like, all right, well, it is the way it is.
That was Sunday morning.
That was Sunday morning. Absolutely.
I was like, okay, I'm going to go downstairs.
Yeah, that was a good choice. This is another thing that is an interesting idea. Flaunt to your spouse what is good about you.
Yeah.
And I don't really understand that, but it's a good idea. Praise each other's looks and performance to boost each other's confidence. So and I try to do this for Thomas a lot, telling him what I find attractive about him or what I love about him and all of that.
So here's one.
That I gave to you because I will not say this.
Yeah. And that's fine. I'm not afraid to talk about anything.
Please don't let there be any children listening to this episode. Please.
But this is a real issue that some couples are dealing with, and that is a guy who can't sustain an erection. Mm-hmm. And it could be for a number of different reasons. We talked about pornography already. Yeah. And that could be one of the issues. There could be health issues, that need to be dealt with. It's so fascinating the way that our bodies are created, and there's so many things that can affect us. And it could be like feeling the pressure to perform in a certain moment or whatever else.
And the irony is that when you feel extra pressure to perform, you cannot perform. But if you would not have felt the pressure to perform, you could have performed.
Yep. And a lot of times it could be something biological that's going on. So if this is something you're dealing with, I encourage you, consult a physician and see what's going on with your body. Sometimes it has to do with, depending on your age or what's going on, it may be testosterone levels. Like there's so many things that biologically could be affecting what's going on. And so it doesn't just have to be a byproduct of growing older. There could be a real situation that needs to be dealt with.
And sometimes it's an emotional issue.
Right. So sometimes it's biological, sometimes it is emotional, sometimes it's a mental situation that's happening. Mm-hmm. And so really taking some time, I encourage you to start with your doctor first and have them kind of get that crossed off first. Is it something biologically that's happening? Okay, you go to your doctor and the doctor says, everything's fine. Like all your levels, everything looks good. All right, so what's the next thing on the list that it could possibly be? So maybe it is going in and getting some counseling and talking about, okay, emotionally, mentally, what are the things that are happening? So there are ways that you can deal with this, but it's got to be something you have to talk about. And I just want to say, there are times for all men where you have an issue. So it's not like an isolated thing where you just aren't man enough, okay? This is a common issue that takes place, and the more conversations I have about this, the more I have men who are willing to be bold and have conversations with me to say, yes, this is something that I've dealt with, this is what I have found helpful, and then... so I think the more we can be open and honest about this, like men have a hard time humbling themselves and talking about certain issues. This is a deeply personal issue when it comes to a man and how he feels about himself as a man. Mm-hmm. But sometimes there are just biological things that have nothing to do with literally your manhood. Right. Like it's something's going on and you need to go figure out what that is. Mm-hmm. And your doctor often can help you be able to deal with that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's nothing wrong with taking a pill, right?
No, nothing wrong with taking medication and things like that. So there's other things that maybe it's a poor diet. maybe you just like you eat garbage, you never exercise, you don't move around. That plays a big issue when you're talking about blood flow and all that kind of stuff. Like going to the gym and working out, there's exercises that, have to do with that area of your body and stuff like that, like your legs and the squats and all that kind of, like, there's so many things that come into play. And so, hey, go get it figured out, because you could still have a good sex life, like no matter how old you are.
Yeah.
Like you can still have a good sex life.
Absolutely. Affairs are silent sex struggles for marriages. If you are having an affair, end it right now. If it's in the past, it can haunt your present. You got to understand, if you are having someone else bring you that pleasure and you're seeking other people for that, then you're going to come home to your spouse and you're not going to be interested in that. Like, this is going to destroy your marriage. Also, there's guilt and other emotional issues that come along with it, because it's wrong. You know that you are wronging the person that you promised to be faithful to. And of course, then your spouse, when they find out, which they always find out, now trust is lost. They will have very little or no interest in sex with you until you can repair the relationship. So this is a really big one. It's a very serious one. So my encouragement to you is end the affair if you haven't already. And if you have and it's a past thing, then work on repairing trust. It can be done, but it's a really long process. And you may need outside help to help you with this, professional help.
So along with kind of the other side of sustaining an erection is premature ejaculation.
Notice how I gave him this one? I'm not talking about this.
Yeah, those two should have really been next to each other, so you should have took this one. I should make you do
I divided it so I wouldn't have to.
I know. But here's this may be an issue with some guys. Mm-hmm. And part of the issue may be like you're not taking enough time. So it's like you need to slow things down. One of the great things about this is like it means you are excited by her. That's a good thing. So, but here's the thing: she probably desires you to stay in the game a little longer. Mm-hmm. So, one of the things I encourage guys to do is to, increase foreplay time, like before you actually get in there. Like,
okay.
Like increase foreplay time.
Good.
With physical touch and all of that. Mm-hmm. I'll let you explore that on your own without getting too graphic here. But like you can take plenty of time with that. And then as you we'll continue with this game, right? So as you get into the game, right, take your time with it. And if you feel like it's about to happen.
Game over?
Yeah. Yeah, it's about to be game over. Nice. Just stop moving. Like this has happened with us before, where it's like, okay, if you want this to go longer, like just don't move anymore. Like everybody stop.
They'd be like, stop, don't move.
Like don't move. Give me a second. Just stop. Like full stop. And so maybe you just need to like change positions. Tell her you need a break, like just stop for a minute. And she'll love to hear that you could barely contain yourself because of her. Like telling you to take a break to last longer. Honesty is great.
What more compliment could there be to a woman?
Yes. And so
don't try to pretend like it's not happening. Tell her about it.
Yep. And you can shift towards other things and then get back to it.
Okay. Get back in the game.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here's one that can hurt a lot of areas of your relationship, but this too, and that is comparison with other couples. So maybe you hear or you read colorful sex stories of other couples, which you really shouldn't be doing that anyway, but it can come across.
Well, and it's one of the reasons why I like to share the issues that we have with our physical relationship to let other couples know, like, I don't care how long you've been married. I don't care how great your marriage is. There are times where things are just difficult and they're a struggle.
Yeah. Do not idealize our sex life and think like, oh, they have it so easy. It's so good for them. And like they never have problems. That's not true.
Yeah, it's like, you have a podcast on marriage and you talk about sex, so everything must be perfect. It's like,
it is not.
No, like all the issues we have make it so we can have content to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. We're literally creating content all the time. But I mean, it was like this week, I told Thomas I didn't think we were having enough sex.
Yeah.
And I meant that. And like, I really am concerned that that's an issue right now. So like, I mean, whatever you are hearing about other couples and their sex lives, or whatever you're reading or you've seen on TV or whatever, understand that like the reality is everyone struggles with sex in some way or the other, right? Or maybe you hear about how like, oh, the wife loves sex and I'm a wife and I don't love sex. Or you're a husband and you say my wife does not love sex. Or you read or you hear about how a husband lasts for 40 minutes.
40 minutes? Somebody's lying.
You've lasted for, wait a minute, 40 minutes? I don't even know. I don't actually watch the clock. I don't know. Seems like longer than that. In a good way.
She's like, this 4 minutes
feels like
45.
Yeah. Or maybe you hear about how some wife is an amazing lover, or how the husband can't just wait to get his hands on her. And you start to begin to question your own marriage. And are we actually happily married? Do we have problems?
Yeah.
Abnormal problems?
Comparison is the thief of joy.
It is.
It really is.
It is. And the way to combat that is to be grateful. Gratitude is the opposite of being discontent, right? So if you can be grateful for what you do have, then that will help with that discontentment. But you got to understand that each marriage is unique.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be the same. And not only that, but each marriage is unique to their season. Like our sex life isn't the same as it was when I was pregnant, and it's not the same as when we first got married, and it's not the same as when our kids were little. And so our sex life has changed constantly. And then also every marriage is different. And different at different times.
Well, and it's even like we can't compare our sex life in the season we're in right now, with very busy Christmas holiday season, with what it was the 2 weeks we were in Hawaii.
No.
Like those are two very different situations, same relationship, not really that far apart. Like you're talking about just over a year apart.
Yeah.
But the seasons are so different at different times.
Mm-hmm. Right. So start focusing on what makes your marriage great, what makes your sex life great. And don't be afraid to talk to your spouse about improvements that you'd like to see in your sex life. Like I did come to Thomas and say, I don't think we're having enough sex. Like you need to have those honest conversations with your spouse.
Well, and the thing is, like, if you don't like what's in your garden, you don't like what's growing, like do the work to fix it.
Yeah.
So you
tend to your garden.
So you can get what you want out of it. Don't compare your garden to somebody else's and saying, hey, look what their garden is doing. Like, no, work on your own garden.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. So these are the ones that we have for you today, but maybe you have some other ideas of sex struggles that we haven't covered in a marriage relationship. We'd love to hear from you. Send us a message, contact us, let us know what your ideas are, and we'll make it into another episode in the future. But maybe you want some more information on this. We have a bonus resource for you called Rebuilding Sexual Connection in Marriage Guide. And all you have to do is email us at info@familymeeting.org, and we will shoot that over to you.
Family meeting tonight, just the two of you. You're going to have this conversation about your sex life. Like, how do you feel about it right now? Is there areas in your sex life where you feel like you're not satisfied, like your needs aren't being met, where you have disappointment or something else? Are there areas where you say, hey, in this area, we're great? Like, spend some time talking about the good things and the great things of your physical relationship together. And then, all right, let's talk about what can we do to improve our sex life? What can we do to make it better? And then, this is the great thing about this family meeting. Put it into practice.
I love it.
Practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for joining us today. Please go and subscribe to the Family Meeting Podcast from your favorite podcast provider. And if you found this information helpful, please share this episode on social media and invite your friends and family to listen in with you.
To find more content and information Lysandra and I provide, you can go to our website, familymeeting.org, or email us at info@familymeeting.org. If you'd like to shoot us a text or call us, you can send a voice message at 904-257 3062.
And we want to invite you to join us for our next family meeting that takes place on Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Wow.
1 week away.
1 week away is Christmas Eve. And so come join in, listen in with us, because we are going to celebrate Christmas Eve with you. And we are going to share with you the games we're playing for Christmas this year. Every year, if you've listened to the podcast for a long time, you know, every year I do Christmas games for the kids.
Oh, yeah. Just to be clear, it's for the kids. This has nothing to do with the episode we just talked about.
Although. Okay, well, we've got our next episode for next Christmas ready to go then.
Candy cane toss? Like, what are we doing?
Oh my.
But we'll get the sugar cookies out, Christmas cookies out, the hot cocoa. I think we're gonna wear our Christmas sweaters next week.
We gotta wear Christmas sweaters. I definitely am gonna be having a Christmas tree on my head. That's for YouTube only though. But
Christmas tree on your head?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean I don't even know what that's about, but I'll find out.
It'll happen.
Okay.
But anyway, every year we do Christmas games for our kids, and because the older they get, the more difficult it is to make Christmas like magical, you know?
Yeah.
So we started doing games when, oh man, I don't know.
It's been a few years now.
Maybe like 6 years ago. Anyway, they're so fun. And this year we have a whole new theme, and I can't wait to share it with you next week.
Yeah. Can't talk about it now because we don't want our kids to actually find out ahead of time.
Yep.
So we'll fill you in next week. Thanks for joining us today for this family meeting. Have a great week, everybody. This meeting is adjourned. Yes, some of the silent struggles between couples. What is it that we missed? What is it maybe you're dealing with right now? And you say, hey, this is one of our struggles, and we're trying to work through it. Maybe you say, hey, we've had this issue, and this is what has really been a help to us.
Yeah.
Share that information in the comments so that others can learn and grow along with you. And with that, we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.